This podcast is a part of the Royal We Network.
Spit on me.
I feel like what I need to do is really dig. Get on the internet and just...
On the internet.
I just need to dig. I just
Digging for copper.
just got to go dig, man.
I feel like digging.
I just want to dig. No, just get on the internet and just really look for some weird shit. Because every time I'm like, we should podcast, I just kind of I just tickle the surface of the weirdness. And it's bountiful.
Yeah.
If I were to go from like a deep dig...
It's probably like the deep web part of YouTube, though.
Yeah, YouTube of just like weirdness. There's like online communities out there that I could discover.
Was this in like, I think even in like the App Store, which makes me think, because you remember that bullshit spaceship is the word I'm looking for.
Nate
game.
downloaded this spaceship game. It's the most generic thing you could ever think of in your life.
The most generic and slapped together. It was fucking it should have been free.
Yeah, he downloaded it and he kept it on his phone to show it to me. And when he showed it to me, I accidentally bought a new ship.
Yeah, it charged me like $6. You bought more than one ship.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, you got those ships now.
No, because I threw that fucking whole thing away. It was garbage. It was the most generic thing you can imagine.
I didn't do it on purpose.
No. And it's funny. It's ultimately funny. But I was like, what the fuck, $6.99? Like, what's $6.99? I kept thinking, I was like, I haven't bought anything.
It shouldn't have been that easy, man, because...
You basically went to the ships, and all it says, though, because I looked at it, I was like, that's super easy to do. Because when you go and look at all the ships, all it says is tap to buy. But apparently they didn't put in my code, my password, or anything. And somewhere they're like, man.
We're up to some other suckers.
Man, either that or they're like, man, people are really loving this.
Someone bought 7 ships.
Yeah, man, you don't think we're the podcast version of that game, do you?
Yes. We roped some more suckers in. Here's talking
about... I accidentally downloaded that. Hey, we got a new download.
Hey. But I say...
No, what I was saying, though, is the App Store is the same way. Because it's like, apparently only like 8% or something of all the apps you see, 80% of all the apps on the App Store have never been viewed. They have no ratings. They've never been downloaded.
80%.
80%. A vast amount. So that means there's an ocean of generic horse shit just waiting for someone to accidentally buy spaceships on.
Then, okay, well...
But how do you find it? How do you really get in there and start...
There's a new segment on the show. It's going to be called App Store.
Yeah.
So, it won't happen this episode because we weren't prepared.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, let's check that out for the next week. And if you find weird apps...
Find something stupid.
Just send them to us. Send us
We'll try them out.
We'll try them out. We'll talk about them on the show. But that's the weirdness that I found. I mean, I'd love to start digging around and looking at weird apps. But on my recent journey to find weird shit to talk about on our podcast, I mean, there's a man. Mm-hmm. His name is Chuck Tingle.
That sounds super familiar. Hold on. Chuck Tingle.
Dr. Chuck Tingle.
Is he the guy that did that? It's like a fake, something to piss people off, and it's just all this weird shit. It's like he writes homoerotic fantasy, sci-fi. Okay, yeah.
An author of gay niche erotica.
I've never read any of his stuff, but his Instagram is fucking gold.
Yeah.
It's great.
Would you like to hear just some of his titles? I mean, his most recent book, released in December 2014, audiobook. Yeah. I wonder if these are available on audible.com. I think our audible.com is still up. I mean, we haven't been plugging it, but audible.com/RoboCast. Anyway, so My Billionaire Triceratops Craves Gay Ass. That's one. Pounded by Big... Oh, no, actually, no, that's his first book. Oh, these go the opposite direction. That was his first book. His most recent book was released... Oh, wow, recently. November 17th, 2016. Hard for Hardwick. Pounded in the butt by the physical manifestation of my own handsome late-night comedy show.
What a title. He actually won Title of the Year, and it pissed all these legitimate authors off. This got started because, of some reason, they started doing this as a farce to make fun of something, and people thought it was so hilarious and so great, and someone nominated him for this award. And since he was nominated, he was left in, and all these people actually voted for him, and he won, I don't know if it was novel in a certain genre, and it was an uproar in the literary community
because he's probably making money
because he won this. This is one of those things I got into at like 4 a.m. one night, and I found this shit, and I meant to.
I mean, he's got one called "Pounded in My Butt by My Own Butt."
Yeah.
Right? And then it gets like meta, because it gets more meta. It says, pounded in my butt by my book, pounded in the butt by my book, pounded in the butt by my own butt.
Right.
But like then he wrote, pounded in the butt by my book, 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 pounded in the butt by my own butt.
Right.
And he's just writing these, and there's Schrodinger's butt, there's Poke Butt Go, pounded by them all.
Yeah, he just cranks them out.
Yeah.
And like I said, it started as a goof.
He
and then
released
some people,
5 of them in August.
they got really pissed off. Was like legitimate authors were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And they were like, he got the vote somehow. Like,
I mean, they're all pretty topical. Slammed in the butt by my smartphone's missing headphone jack.
that's top. Who hasn't?
Slammed in the butt by Donald, well, it's Donald Trump.
Donald
That's
Trump.
what it owes. Attempt to avoid accusations of plagiarism by removing all facts or concrete plans from his Republican National Convention speech.
Uh-huh.
If the guy got a statement, he's getting his statement out there.
Yeah.
There's Stranger Pounds.
They're great.
It is pretty great. But when I was doing that, I found just like weird books on Amazon. There's one that's called Ass Goblins of Auschwitz.
Okay. Read that synopsis. I want to know what this is about.
In a land where black snow falls in the shape of swastikas, there exists a nightmarish prison camp known as Auschwitz. It is run by a fascist, flatulent race of aliens called the Ass Goblins, who travel in apple-shaped spaceships to abduct children from the neighboring world of Kidland.
What?
Prisoners 999 and 1001 are
Is it
conjoined
spelled
twin brothers.
9 to 9 to 9?
No, it just says 9. No.
Oh, it says, well, they missed an opportunity there.
Yeah. Are conjoined twin brothers forced to endure sadistic tortures of these ash-shaped monsters. To survive, they must eat kid skin and work all day constructing bicycles and sex dolls out of dead children.
What
While
the
the Ass
fuck?
Goblins become drunk on cider made from fermented children, the twins plot their escape, but it won't be easy. They must overcome toilet toads, cock rats, ass dolls, and the surgical experiments that are slowly mutating them into goblin child hybrids. Forget everything you know about Auschwitz. You're about to get shit slaughtered.
Oh my God. Why keep Auschwitz in there at all?
Why not just make it, why is it Nazis?
Is it trying to be controversial in the way, despite all that other nonsense? Are they trying to be like, no, we'll just call it Auschwitz? And people will be like, oh, that's horse shit, man. That was a real place where people really died. And you turn it into a place full of ass goblins. You know, someone's getting pissed over that. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
But why? Good Lord.
I mean, you're just making a book to make a crazy ass book at this point.
Yeah.
I'd love to read it.
I like the idea that was actually written by a lunatic, because to me that would be more interesting. If it's just a person, be like, look at this weird shit I wrote. You're like, oh, cool. All right,
It's got cover art, man.
let's go get a
It's
pizza.
published.
Yeah.
I mean, who put this book out?
But if it's just someone locked away and they'll be like, look what they wrote, let's publish this, that's more interesting. You're like, damn, this person thinks this shit. They didn't write it to be weird. Like, that's their head, you know?
I mean, there's people out there just like weird shit. Like, I mean, John Waters. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you ever seen the movie Holy Mountain?
No.
I mean, it's just like it opens up. The first scene is Jesus shitting into a can. Right? You know, people just like weird shit.
Yeah.
There's another one here. I don't care if my best friend's mom is a Sasquatch. She's hot, and I'm taking a shower with her.
Oh my
That's
God.
a book.
Who wants to take a shower with a Sasquatch? That's gross. It smells like a big old wet dog, man, clogging up the drain.
Yeah, and it's basically just a picture of a woman who's been photoshopped, and then
And
she's
you
like
never get dry.
poorly has fur. Like, I mean,
Poorly has fur.
it's,
That's the name of a book, and the guy's name's Poorly. Poorly has fur.
will his beautiful bestial furry lover tear him to pieces with her giant claws in a lusty rage, or will she tenderly lather him up, rinse and clean his naked, muscular, and strong for a human body with scented soaps in a ritual of? I mean, you get the idea. I mean,
I don't. Yeah, I do. It's like, what? Okay, so
someone wrote a book about wanting to fuck Sasquatch.
there's all shapes, man. It takes a village to woo a Squatch.
I mean, they have it about the author about this book. She lives on the East Coast with her husband. It's like just like let's pretend I'm not a goddamn lunatic.
Wow, a woman wrote that.
Yeah.
See, I would have put that over a woman. I would have put that she would be above that. But then what do I know?
And
That seems like something some greasy dude would write, doesn't it?
yeah.
Like I was picturing some guy being like,
I'm gonna fuck that Sasquatch. I'm gonna make her a sexy woman.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make her warm, and I'm gonna take a shower with her. I'm just gonna top it up.
on my old typewriter.
I mean, going down the list of just like things that are weird you can buy on Amazon. I mean, that's what I was doing. I was looking at weird shit you can find.
Yeah.
One is just those wall decals you can buy?
Yeah.
Like a sticker for the wall.
Yeah.
It's one of just an old woman with an asthma inhaler. And it's 24 inches by 21 inches.
What?
And it's just an old lady with an inhaler.
That'd be hilarious to go and put on. That's what you put on, like, when what's his name was on vacation, he gave you the key to his apartment. So
Just go put that on his wall.
Just go put it on his wall while they're away and come home and be like, what the fuck? Give me the key back. And you just go, it was worth it.
You lost your key privileges.
You should not have trusted me to watch your apartment. Because now you have vapey grandma.
Things like this are really great because I remember we got a framed picture of H.R. Giger. Mm-hmm. We gave it as like a huge like poster-sized framed picture of H.R. Giger. We just gave it to our buddy. And it became like he's like, I'm not going to put that on my wall. So then we would just like drive to each other's houses and like, like, hey, let us in. And then like, I got to go in my car and get some. And just go hide the H.R. Giger in their house somewhere.
Yeah.
So that I could just jump between all three of our houses.
What's kind of like when we had that in college, that weird gnome thing.
The pumpkin?
With the pumpkin.
It was like a little kid dressed as a pumpkin.
No, the kid he was holding a pumpkin, but he had like a Robin mask on. Like that.
Was he wearing a pumpkin costume?
A Lone Ranger. Was he? I thought he was holding a pumpkin, and he had like a jester's hat and like a Lone Ranger mask.
It was odd. It was like a 2.5 foot tall thing.
No, he's a good 3 feet tall, man.
But you remember when you moved, you just left it in front of my house.
I stood it right in front of your door, so when you open the door in the morning, you run right into it.
I did. Which I'm sure my neighbor was probably like, what the fuck is this?
I remember you sent me a message and you said, I got your present, you fucker.
Yeah. I mean, here's another weird thing you can get on Amazon. It's shampoo soap dispenser.
What should be called
shampoo soap dispenser. Bath shower gel foam of woman breast shape. So you just fill it up with. Now the picture is actually really funny because it's not what it's basically just a tit. You put a suction cup in the back and you fill it up with shampoo and you just squeeze the tit
and you squirt shampoo on it.
Squirt shampoo, but you think it would come out the nipple, but it doesn't. It just comes out the bottom.
Once again, they missed an opportunity.
I mean, if you're doing all that work to make a woman breast shape, why are you feeling titties in the...
Who drops the ball on that?
Maybe they're like the engineers, but I can't do it for that price.
Yeah. But I mean,
who's that for? Like,
whoever is buying that clearly wants to watch something squirt out of a nipple.
Right.
So they get it and go, aw.
Or you get it for someone, like as a gift, like a joke, like, look what I got you. Imagine you go to someone's house for the first time, you're like, hey, you mind if I can take a shower real quick? And that was in there.
Oh, sure. Okay, go ahead.
No, I mean, not for the first time.
Yes. Hi, it's the first time I've ever been to your place. Can I take a shower? First thing out of your mouth? You'd be like, okay.
Or we're gonna fuck or something, and like I want to be clean.
Oh, okay, we didn't specify it's a fuck hookup.
I'm just thinking. I'm just saying a situation where I'm at someone's house. What other reasons am I at people's houses for? Fucking them, hanging out. I might want to take a burl. I don't know.
Hiding H.R. Giger. Okay.
I'm just saying reasons I might be in their shower because you draw a curtain, you hide the tits.
Yeah. So you're going to hang up two of them, and it's you're not getting a second hookup. If you're going into someone's house, and first off, you're like, hey, I didn't know this was going to happen, and I was real sweaty today, so you care if I hop in the shower real quick? And then you go in, and they're like, all right, yeah, cool. And then you go in there, and then the next time they check, you've stuck a fucking tit on the wall.
No. And
then they'll be like,
no, you misread what I've said. I'm not saying you're not putting that in someone's shower. You've discovered it in someone's shower.
Oh, so, okay.
Yeah, because you're a goddamn lunatic if you put titties in showers.
I don't know why these girls are never calling me back.
I keep giving them free gifts.
I keep putting tits in the shower,
I put tits in the bathroom, put tits in the kitchen.
The generous lover. I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, we went to a nice place. He drives this really cool car. He's real cute. But, I mean, we took him back. I mean,
he was in the shower forever.
He took a long time in the shower. That's true. Knows what he's doing, I mean, but
a tit.
Where did he have it on him? He must have been carrying it all night.
Yeah, he had that on his person somehow all through dinner.
I did notice he was squeezing his jacket a lot.
Yeah, and it was full of soap. And you know what? It doesn't even come out the nipple.
It would be so odd. Yeah, I'm most disappointed about that. It would be so odd.
I imagine anyone, if that was hanging there and they went up and stuck their hands out and pushed on it.
And it came out the bottom.
They'd be like, oh shit. I guarantee you every person would miss that first shot. They wouldn't catch the first shot because they're holding it out to get it to come out of the nipple and it would just hit the bathtub. You're like, fuck, it comes out down here?
There's so many novelty things that are just bullshit.
It'd be like having a dick, the same way the dick, and then you squeeze it and it squirted out one of the balls.
Right.
What?
Like, come on, it's a dick.
Can't run a fucking carbon nano tube up the end of the...
These dicks aren't sending us emails, man. That was last episode.
Yeah.
This...
Never got an email from a dick?
I have, man. Remember when we tried to be in porn producers? Yeah. I got emails from dicks. My email was filled with people sending me dick.
Was it a guy named Richard? Was it a guy who just was a dick? Or was it an actual of a dick?
Dicks.
But the dicks aren't getting up in the middle of the night, separating themselves from their human host and going and sending you an email of themselves.
No, but, I mean, there's more blood in the dick than in the brain when you're sending pictures of hard dicks to some stranger on the internet so you can fucking fuck some woman, maybe.
Yeah, because they got to get themselves all hearted up.
For the picture.
Yeah.
To send to some stranger.
Yeah.
Who happened to be me.
That was funny. That was a whole good time.
God damn it. I would like go to my email. Someone's like, yeah, I'll send you an email real quick and be in class. And I'm like, my email should be filled with dicks. And they'd be like, what? And I was like,
we're trying to get into porn.
And I mean, you have to, dude, trying to get into porn is like walking through a forest of dicks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy to find somebody, a dude. The harder part was finding a woman.
Right. Trying to find a woman. Did we find a woman?
I think we did.
We did. The problem was, we've talked about this before. The problem was none of us wanted to sign the proper paperwork to make it like legal.
Right.
We weren't like just running a fuck house.
Yeah, because you had to go to the courthouse and basically sign a form saying that it wasn't a prostitute, wasn't a brothel.
Right.
Anyway.
That was in our solid days, man. Then I found a thing that just says the 20 weirdest things that have ever been sold on eBay.
I feel like we've been here before.
Have we been? One of them's I mean, it's all kind of like a suit of armor for a guinea pig. 1,000.
You're not getting it back off. If you get a guinea pig in a suit of armor, he's living and dying in it.
I imagine. I mean, maybe it's got clinchers and fasteners. It's not like you just. It's not like a tube.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
They would go in that. The guinea pigs like tubes.
Oh, this is one that was put up by the Low Ames, I'm pretty sure, our Australian friends. It says it's sold for $1,000 and it's just a fun-filled weekend with 4 Australian men. They won't pay for any of the travel costs, but they promise a weekend full of beers, snags, some good conversation, a hell of a lot of laughs. And it's sold.
Yeah, that's basically what when we went to Australia, that's what it was.
Yeah. Holy shit. Do you think we could sell like a weekend in Taiwan with Nate and Sam?
Yeah, you get here and well, that's all. We've always had that open.
That's open.
If you can get yourself here, you can crash here and we'll go have a good time.
Yeah, you'll hang out with us. It'll be a weekend full of beers, some snags. What's there? Some snags?
I think fucking
some snags.
Yeah,
like they're gonna snag women off the street.
No, it'll be some illegal kidnapping. No, it's just snags.
Like an Australian, like, get some snags.
Yeah.
Oy.
We'll have to ask him. I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
Okay. Some good conversation and a hell of a lot of laughs. Do you think we could charge people to like as a destination of Taiwan?
No. Taiwan's the destination.
But I mean like, hey, while you're here, give us $920, which these people got paid for.
No, you want to get it up front.
Right, before you get here.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is...
And then we go to like somewhere else. We go to Thailand while they're where you at? No, we're in Thailand.
No one's going to want to buy that. But, I mean, this makes me think of, thinking of snags, it makes me think of an article that I found. It says, sobering mistake. This is a news article that I found myself. If you guys want to send us some articles, you guys can it's at RoyalWeCast, Twitter, or RoyalWeCast@gmail.com. And you should. But here's one that I found. So send us one like this. Sobering mistake.
Sobered you right up.
Milwaukee's Mob Craft Beer apologizes for beer submission named Date Grape.
Date Grape.
First of all, it's a grape beer?
Oh, wait, no. Grape date. What'd you say?
Date Grape.
Date Grape.
Grape date. No, the date wasn't great.
I know. They're raping on the date.
Yes, okay. But grape beer?
They probably had a little hint of grape in there. Yeah, they make beer with all kinds of flavors.
I remember I used to play this video game online, and the chat filter was super strict. And if you ever figured out a way around it, they would just ban you. And I wanted to say the word skyscraper. And it was banned. You couldn't say skyscraper. And I was pretty young, and I was like, why can't I say skyscraper? I honestly couldn't find a swear word in there, you know? Because, rape is just, it's nestled in there in a way that you would never assume, you know?
Raper.
Or grape.
Yeah. Raper.
What's that?
Skyscraper. Raper.
Oh. See, yeah, it's even hidden. Rapers, I just thought rape.
Porky pies telling lies. Skyscraper. Date raper.
Anyway. But what were they thinking? I guess it says for beer submission named. I imagine maybe someone submitted it to them. Quit playing with those magnets, man.
It's fun. They were in my pocket and made that sound still.
We got these rattlesnake egg magnets.
Rattlesnake eggs,
It's called rattlesnake egg.
Yeah.
It's called singing magnets for ages 3+.
We hit it. We nailed it then. We're plus.
I guess you're supposed to throw
Dude,
them.
a kid, a 3-year-old would swallow those.
Yeah, it says don't do them. This is not for children under... Children, don't do them.
Don't do them, kids.
Well, here, now that we got them out, we're talking about them. Let's hear the sound. You're supposed to take them, keep them separate in your hand,
Yeah.
and then throw them above.
What do you mean?
Throw them up. Keep them separate and then throw them up. But throw them up,
I did.
like up,
They went up.
like what?
They,
Like into the air.
they're going to go in 2 different directions.
They're magnets. They'll be pulled together.
What I tell you. I knew it before I did it, and I did it anyway. Where'd it go?
It's next to your phone. Get it away.
Oh, it magneted to the phone. That's not good. Now, where'd the other one go? It landed on you.
We can't be throwing magnets around.
You were telling me. I said it, and I knew it was going to happen. They're not that powerful.
Look at the picture.
They're tossing them up like I was. They're not throwing them feet into the air.
But no, that's a person. That's not a hand.
That's a hand,
There's
dude.
a person on there.
It's not. I see where you're getting that, but that's a hand doing that.
Is it? It looked like a.
It looks like a fucking bodybuilder if you turn it sideways. No one can see this.
No, you're right.
Audio cast.
Audio podcast. Man stages fake police standoff for a wedding proposal.
Huh. That's a good. Okay.
No, what's good?
I mean, that's unique. You'll remember. You're going to always remember that.
Fake police standoff.
Well, I'm sure you got the police in on it. Why?
Jeez, man.
Hey, what are you guys doing? If there's no big crimes going down, you want to do a fake police standoff and bring my wife or my fiance up, and wouldn't even be fiance yet, my girlfriend. So many steps. So you bring my girlfriend up, and you guys pretend that I've gone crazy, and it's a standoff.
Oh yeah.
I think that, and she's probably thinking, "What the fuck?" And then instead of them shooting and killing him via sniper, he just says it was a hoax. Will you marry me?
You know that movie trope of like guy wants to woo girl, so he stages like a robbery or something, and then he like saves the day.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was in like Nacho Libre.
Oh yeah.
Remember that movie trope from Nacho Libre?
I was gonna say I know what but I was thinking like a fucking bank heist. I'm like, all right.
But you know what I mean. Like you
set up a situation like where you punch out a big dude or
right, but the big dude, you gave him some money or something.
Right.
Right. That would be, first of all, people have totally done things like that in real life.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd be upset?
You know why?
Why?
Because art imitates life, Sam. Your head's
No, life imitates art.
Art imitates life.
And life imitates art.
It's an infinity.
So, would you be upset? Say you married someone, right? And that girl's like, "Hey, remember that big guy I punched out?"
The girl's punching out guys to impress you?
I'm just saying.
She'd probably be like, "Why didn't you help me? Why did I have to punch that guy out, you fucking dick?"
But I'm just trying to create a situation in which she lied. She said she curated a situation to impress you.
Remember when I said I do? I really meant I don't. Peace.
No, I mean, you guys are sitting on the couch, you're watching some TV, and she's like, "Hey, man, you remember? Hey, Nate.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Let's pretend we're married, okay?
Right.
Nate, do you remember on our first date? Do you remember that big guy came up and started wrestling with me?
You weren't fucking?
And I ended up killing him. I remember I stabbed him in the heart.
Oh yeah, and we ran away. We
had all that stuff for the court battle.
Yeah, we lived.
We had to pay off his family, and there was all those legal fees. And
yeah, we lived in fear of his enemies or his friends, who were then our enemies.
Yeah, I paid all those people.
Yeah,
you knew.
Oh, I thought you meant you paid them off to keep them from killing us.
No.
Because we did that.
No. All of that wasn't real. Those were all actors.
That was like 8 years ago.
Yeah, it worked though. We're together, right?
Where'd all that money go?
Paid them. I gave it to those people. I had to pay like a good 50 different people. So all those cops, all those doctors. None of those people were real. I mean, they were real people, but they were.
So the only thing that wasn't real. So we spent all that money paying people off.
No, we didn't spend the money. I spent the money. It was my money.
But it was for a crime that was never committed.
Right. It was a fake. Yeah, it was all fake. It was just to kind of be like adventurous, you know?
But I buried his body. Never told you. I don't know. What am I supposed to be feeling here?
I mean, what would you think?
Fucking Dancing with the Stars is on, man. Can we finish watching this?
But, okay, I mean, it's a little ridiculous because of where we put it. But, like, if that... if it was just like a scuffle, right? And I'm like, oh, yar. And I'm like, get out of here, you.
Yar.
Get out of here, you hoodlum. Or I'll give you another, for?
I'll give you a wallop to the kisser.
Yeah, hey, jabroni. Yeah. And you'd be like, oh, Sam, you're so strong. You saved me. And I'm like, yeah, all that was bullshit, man. I paid Nate. Like, if you came up, like, if I went on a date with one thing, she'd never seen you before, and you came up and started giving a shit, and I fucking decked you.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, hey, one thing, let's get out of here.
Yeah, and then you'd giving me like $50.
Right.
I would say you just don't tell anybody. Why is your thing going around wanting to tell people stuff? You have this thing where you pull something off and you get scot-free away with it, and then you want to tell them later.
I don't want to tell them.
Then why are you? Yes, you did. The whole thing is like, what if you brought it up?
But I'm saying they bring it up to you. Or you learn.
Oh, that the
somehow
shoes.
that it was all bruised just to get you to like them.
Oh, how I would feel.
That's the crux of what I'm trying to get at.
Okay.
I mean, I knit a whole thing.
Yeah.
How would you feel?
I don't know, because I've never had that happen. I have to speculate on it. I don't know. I guess it would really depend. Right now, I'm kind of thinking like, well, all right. Because I might be like, well, that's fine. Because I always felt bad that you had to punch that big dude out and I didn't help. So now I'm off on that. I feel better, actually. Thanks for telling me.
But I mean, it would be kind of like our love is a lie.
It wouldn't be the love is a lie. You can't.
That's part of why you liked me.
Yeah, but there would be more to it than that, wouldn't there? There would be more than that. I mean, if it's something that, if you know that the relationship hinges on a single event, don't go fucking with it. Leave it alone.
Yeah, why are you telling, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it would blossom, it would grow from there. But then why would you take that foundation, man? Why are you taking out the foundation? Basically, man, if I gave you $50, and I went on a date with someone, would you be down to do that? If I was like, hey man, I got this Tinder date tonight, and I don't know, I want to kind of make this girl think I'm a big tough dude, which is going to take some work because I'm not a big tough dude. I'm a big dude, I'm not a tough dude.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
What would we do? Let's talk about it. Let's talk it through. Okay, man. All right, listen. Hey.
We know what you do.
What?
I would jump out and
give me all your money. Look at your finger in your
my jacket.
Yeah.
And I'd be like,
get your fucking finger. Get out of here, man. I call you out on it.
I go, you got me, and then run away. That would be the worst.
Oh my God.
Way to call that fucker out. How do you know he didn't really have a gun? And then you could do some Sherlock Holmes stuff. It was quite simple, actually. I knew by the way his fingers held the most standard sidearms that would fit in there with bullets that are legal to buy in this area.
And the angle of his elbow pointed away the weight of the...
The barrel length would have to be 7.4 inches, but it only stuck out 3.8, so...
You're turning to Liam Neeson.
Besides, if he decided to kill me. No, try it. And we went somewhere under Shimmy Shabbat, man.
Well, okay. Oh, let's suss it out, man. Let's suss it out.
Well, okay, you'd pay me. I'll go up. I would. No. I'm not saying. Well, okay. What are you gonna do? But I'm like, we have an opportunity. We can talk about it. I'm going on a date tonight, man. We're gonna go to the zoo in the afternoon, and we're gonna be down in by the movie theater, man. What should we do? What? Okay. My idea would be go down by the river or somewhere where there's not a bunch of people around, so the cop doesn't shoot me.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah,
we want to go somewhere where it's not in public, because if it looks like I run away or you beat me up, like it's going to cause a whole hubbub.
Especially, we are in Thailand.
Yeah. Doing that here is risky.
Would it be suspect? We're just two white dudes. Would it be weird that a white dude tried to rob another white dude?
Maybe.
Man, it'd probably make my date real racist. If I just this white dude, another fucking white dude came out and robbed us.
Yeah. Would I try to rob you? That would make the most sense.
I think it would be something like maybe we're on the MRT. Oh, but it'd make me seem because you have to come away from this seeming like level-headed and tough and like a good like character.
Yeah.
Like you have to make embolden your character and like all the decisions you made.
Yeah, because you can't go too little with it, or you've been like,
or you can't go too big either.
Yeah, it can be like, I'm like you freak out. I'm like, oh my God.
I mean, like if we were
he was a nice guy, but apparently just under the surface, he said he's a lunatic.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That guy just vaguely was aggressive.
Like that guy just we bumped shoulders, and I'm like, watch it, buddy. And you're like, what the fuck? Hey, fuck you. And I'm like, well, fuck you. And I just throw a haymaker.
Right.
Yeah, that would make me seem like a lunatic.
Yeah, that'd be good. You just bump into somebody and then it escalates from there. And you're reasonable and try to talk them down. And I'm visibly drunk. Just being like, yeah.
But knowing us, man, if we tried to do that, we would...
Yeah, we can't pull anything off like on this podcast. We just start fucking it up and laughing.
You're right. And then we would seem like lunatics.
Yeah. I'm already drunk, so I'm going to hang out with you two for the rest of the night.
What's that?
Oh, God, this is Tim.
Oh, my God. I went on the weirdest date tonight.
I was at the zoo with these two white guys.
Well, remember, we were going to go to the zoo with that girl.
Oh, that's true.
Do you remember that story?
Yeah.
Back in my Tinder days, I used to hit up Tinder a lot before I met Wan Ting. Mm-hmm. And there was this girl who I was talking to. That's when you were visiting.
Yep, and we were going to go to the zoo.
And she, because I draw, I paint. So she started sending me pictures of her artwork. and it was the most violent
emo-y.
It was like people like skewered on. They were in people skewered on one sword.
They were like in a bathtub together, and the girl had taken a sword and reached around in front of the guy and stabbed through his chest and into hers and out her back. And killed them both by fucking seppuku in the bathtub.
Yeah.
And they were all like that. And I'm like, you really want to go to the zoo with this chick?
And it got even deeper because she was like currently she had a boyfriend, I think, if I remember correctly. And she was saying something like, my boyfriend doesn't want me to have other friends or something. Like, she's like, I want to meet new people. And I was like, well, you're on Tinder right now.
Yeah, this isn't necessarily just a friend's app.
I did want to meet her just to have, I'm sure she was like a whole bundle of lunacy. It would be an interesting story.
Yeah, she had something going on.
Right. And also it would be really interesting because I was like, my buddy Nate's, he'll probably be with us. Like, it's not going to be a date. You want to just hang out with Nate and I, you know? And ultimately, we never ended up meeting.
Well, we were out and we were planning on it. Like, we were out and about, and it came down to where, like, we could do something that we were wanting to do, or we had to leave and go across town to meet that girl at the zoo, and we just totally stood her up.
Did we? We said we were going to hang out, and we stood her up?
Yeah, we told her we were going to go, and then we were out, and we're like, fuck that. Let's go do this instead. And we just didn't show up.
Oh, shit.
So we left some poor bag of broken emotions already alone at a zoo. She got stood up by 2 people. At once.
God, I bet you that's been reflected in her art.
Oh, I'm sure. It's just her standing there holding 2 white man's severed heads. with like an orangutan in the back.
Tinder man.
Yeah.
The Tinderman. I went on a Tinder. Was it Tinder or okay? I don't know what it was. It doesn't matter. I was on an online date.
Right.
And I went with this girl and we were just hanging out. This was actually back when I used to live in America. It was in Providence. I went with this girl and my parents had like caught wind that I was going to go on this date. So they let me borrow their car, which is a big fuck off Suburban. I was just driving this girl around and she basically matter of factly told me she was like super into like kinky stuff. Mm-hmm. And she just got this new whip that like, could be lit on fire.
Yeah.
And she wanted to know if I wanted to come back and try it. And I was like, I just learned your name like 20 minutes ago. I mean, like, no, thanks. But she was super young. I remember because she was using a fake ID to get into.
But part of you would have to be like, I kind of want to see a whip that's on fire.
I don't want to direct it at me.
Well, I met this girl at a bar once and it was going fucking great. She was like, and then she told me basically what you do. And she said, my thing is I like to meet guys at bars, get them really drunk and take them home and put on a strap on and fuck them. And I was like, is that where this is headed? It's like, I don't know if I'm not mentally prepared for this right now.
You haven't got me looking up enough. You jumped the gun.
I was like,
you started this conversation too many rum and cokes.
You should have let me had like 6 more drinks and just never told me that. If that was your plan.
But I imagine ultimately they get to fuck her.
I don't know. She didn't go that far. No. She just said that's what she liked. That was her thing.
And you're like, goodbye.
It's like, all right, well.
Well, she gets them drunk. Like she buys them a bunch of drinks or she just hangs out with them until they drink enough. I mean,
she'd had a few drinks, but I'd had,
But she wasn't buying you drinks.
She actually did buy me a couple. Oh. Yeah, because I was like, this is interesting. This is kind of a reversal of things, but for night to come.
Huh.
She was like, I'm going to buy you some drinks and I'm going to take you home and fuck you in the ass.
But I bet you, you just send that proposition out to enough people. I mean, you mentioned
it's a number. This is what it is. It's just a numbers game.
Right. Also, if you got through all the steps, you're at this girl's house, you're drunk, clothes are off, she wants to fuck you in the ass. Mm. It's like, I'm not super into it, but maybe drunk Sam would probably be like, well,
yeah,
when we're done, can I fuck you?
Yeah, I don't know what,
And when does that end? Like,
right. Because there's a clear ending with a dude. You're like, well, that's over now.
Right.
She could fucking go till she passes out. Like,
No.
I guess it goes to your like, you sober up enough to be like, no, I'm done with this. I'm done. Listen, we need to fucking flip it around or I'm leaving.
My thing is like, she says, this is my thing.
This is my thing. So
how does she know that's her thing?
Because that's what she's into. I mean,
how do you discover the thing? I don't know my thing.
Well, I guess she did it once and was like, I like this. Fuck yeah, that's what, or she saw it somewhere and was like, that's it. That's
the thing. That's my thing.
That's the thing. There's the show.
But how do you know you're like into feet?
What do you mean, how do you know? You would just be into feet. Dude's fucking scaring the hell out of me. He can't just silently point behind me. Goddamn lunatic. Anyway.
I mean, there's a wall behind you.
When you did that, all the horrible things in my head that could be behind me started flashing through like a deck of cards. Like monsters and shit. And I was like...
It was a mosquito for the folks at home. It was a mosquito.
It was a mosquito landed on me getting ready to bite me. Which, thanks for the heads up, for the warning. But you did that, and I don't know why that creeped me out.
I didn't want to interrupt the show.
Well, too late.
I thought
it was a girl with a big black dildo behind me.
I just pointed, my eyes got real wide, and you freaked the fuck out.
I was like, what? Is she there? She's a ghost now.
But my point is, like,
I mean, so how do you know you would know you're in the feet when you started looking at feet and being like, I want to like suck on them and lick them. And
I heard a terrible story about a man.
Mm-hmm.
Did you tell me the story? Tell me if you tell me the story. When I'm through with it, you'll know. He thought he was into scat porn. Like, he thought he was into, like, girls shitting on him and stuff.
I don't think this was me.
So he found, no, not the man. The man's not you. I hope the man's not you.
No.
So he found someone online. He paid them to come and shit into his mouth.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, well, you just took the leap, didn't you?
Yeah, that guy.
You work up, like, shit beside me on this piece of plastic first.
No, I think very first is be in the room. I'll allow you shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't go straight from, here's an idea I had to shit into my mouth.
But the thing is, like
it's shit on your belly or something.
It's like we were just talking about last episode. It's like we thought it was a good idea to eat a duck whole. We wanted the whole duck.
We thought that was a good idea, and we thought that was a good idea
for a long time.
So replace that with getting shit on.
Right. The guy's like, oh, this is what I need. This is what I want right now. But what happened was he turned out he wasn't into it. And you realized that as soon as the shit went into his mouth.
You know what that's called?
Regrets.
That's a regrets.
With Nate and Sam. Regrets.
Yeah, regrets. I thought I was into being shit on. Turns out...
Why would you... It's like if you're going to test... Remember we talked about those guys that were testing out a potion that made them invincible? And they tested out by getting shot in the head?
Yeah. You test it out on like your fucking hand or your... shoot through the love handle or something.
Exactly. Like take a shit on my chest.
Right.
Or take a shit on my legs or something. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Or even take a shit on my dick. Like, like maybe then I can... Because...
Yeah.
I'm not into any of it.
I'm not either. Yeah.
But I mean, like, my mouth is the worst place you could shit.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm not super sure I'm into it.
Yeah. He had to be pretty fucking sure.
But he wasn't.
No. I mean, that's with any of that stuff. Anything. The mouth is like jumping. That's getting right in there,
Yeah. Safe word is... No,
you can't even say the safe word because your mouth's full of shit.
Safe word is... Whoa.
That's a horrible way to realize you're not into something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Sexual fantasies, man.
Yeah.
How do we get here?
I don't know. Something about feet.
I don't... Something about feet. Here's another article I found myself. I mean, I don't think we've had any that have been submitted by anyone this week. It's just me.
Is there any more cat?
Oh, I probably have some, but I'm not on that list. I'll look it up after this one.
Yeah.
So this is Dutch restaurant serves up My Little Pony burger made from real horse meat. There's a place that don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I like how they called it My Little Pony. So is that who's that aimed towards?
I mean, also like the balls, like it's a ballsy move
To just serve up horse meat?
No, but to put up horse meat, serve up horse meat, call it My Little Pony burger. Be like real blatant about it,
Yeah, the My Little Pony's the odd part to me because I mean you could serve up horse meat, and call it something and just say that's what it's made of, and nobody'd think twice about it. I mean, it's clearly got to be to call attention to it, to be like, hey, because we're sitting here talking about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it was just a delicately worded thing, it was like, oh, and it's made from horse meat, nobody'd be saying anything. But the fact they called it My Little Pony, because you think kids went in there, some little girl was like, I love My Little Pony. I want a My Little Pony hamburger, thinking it's like a Happy Meal or something. And they get it, it's like, oh, that's actually made from little ponies.
Well, why is it any different than eating that's actually made of cows? Like,
right. I guess because they're pretending that it's like if you play with G.I. Joes as a kid and you're like, man, I want the G.I. Joe burger, and they're like, that's made from veterans. You would be like,
okay,
okay. You'd be like, damn it all.
Sure.
I thought I was into that.
But people,
then it went in my mouth. I always wanted to eat a veteran.
I mean, that's like those. I mean, there's that story of that German cannibal who found someone on Craigslist or something to eat.
Oh yeah, and
went to his house.
They got a big stink about it, but they both were like, just because they were like, you can't eat. It's against the law to eat people, and it's like, but we both consented.
Yeah,
he wanted to be eaten. I wanted to eat him. Hey, yin and yang, match made in heaven.
Why would you want to be eaten? Like,
you're not right.
They killed him. The guy had to kill him, or they cut off pieces.
They cut off pieces of him, but I think the end goal was he. Maybe he was terminal or something. But I don't want to be going around eating. I mean, you don't want to eat a sick cow.
Right.
Not knowingly. You want to eat some guy riddled up with disease.
But they always talk about, there's that big scandal where horse meat was in everything. People just, defining horse meat places that shouldn't have been horse meat.
Uh-huh.
I don't see the big deal. I guess the problem is you're eating horse meat when you didn't know you were eating horse meat.
Yeah, because some people might not want to. I guess that you should be feeding people what they think they're getting.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But
If you
I would eat a horse meat burger. I have no problem with that.
If horse meat tasted good, fucking eat the horse.
Might, because people have been fucking eating and not knowing about it.
Well, and they used to eat them back when food was scarce, back in the day.
Do. People drink horse milk.
Horse milk?
Horse milk.
I didn't know about that.
It's got more something in it. It's good for something. Facts.
It's got more horse in it.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm sure people were, they used to eat them, but the kind of thing is like, well, that was during the fucking Dust Bowl. Like, we don't really need to eat. Well, probably before that even.
But a horse is a useful animal.
Right.
I mean, cow is too, but cows are useful for milk and eating. Maybe pulling stuff.
Maybe the thing is, maybe they just don't, comparatively, I imagine the only reason we don't eat a lot of the stuff that we could eat is because there's other creatures that taste a little better. For like, why eat this one? There's more of these and they taste better. Why eat a horse? He's kind of stringy and tough. These cows, man, these are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I imagine it's like dogs. People do eat dogs, but the taste of dog probably isn't as good as the friendship.
Right. That's why we don't eat people. The taste of people isn't as good as the friendship.
It's not as good.
Yeah.
It's not as tasty. I mean, the delicious friendship.
And if you eat a person that you hate, you can taste it.
God damn it.
You can taste the hate.
God.
Even in death, I hate him.
Fucking Richard.
I always thought I was into cooking and eating my nemesis. Turns out,
I'm not into that at all. Would you eat
feet? If you were into feet?
No, would you eat a person? Like, would you eat human meat that was, like, not gained through
victory?
Right.
Would you eat a person? Would you eat their meat? Would you eat that person? Could you eat their feet?
Would you eat them in victory? Would you eat them
in defeat?
Could you eat them with me? Could you
eat your enemy? We nailed that. Goddamn. And boom, that's the show, everybody.
It is. Thank you guys for sending us headlines, which I don't think anyone did this week, but thanks to me for doing all the hard work. If you guys want to send us headlines, you can do so. That's at Royal WeCast at Twitter or royalwecast.com. No, royalwecast at gmail.com. That's the email. You can also just hit us up on the Facebook or, send us a message or whatever. Or if you're in the room with us, say, hey guys, look what I found.
Hey, oh fuck, you were behind me.
I want to thank Ishibashi for letting us use the song intro/pathos off his album 151A. It's been, hey, I bet you never knew it was going to be tied to something like this, Kishi.
Yep.
I'm on a first name basis with Bashi.
You just said his last name.
Kishi.
Fuck
it.
it.
Mr. Bashi?
No, that's a last name basis.
But is he what I call him, Mr. Bashi?
Maybe.
Is he Mr. Bashi Ling or something?
Oh, Sam? Yeah, I'm on a first name basis with Marks. You
right.
Immediately just said the last name.
I know what you're saying.
Up.
Yeah, you're right. I fucked it up, but I thought it was more fun to say the other part because Kishi and then Bashi. I've never said just Kishi. It felt like Bashi was the next thing to say.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right. Well, good night, Dad.